My name is Priscilla Seymore. I am a sophomore and I'm a music education major. I'm from Atlanta, and growing up in Atlanta, I was submerged in people who looked like me, talked like me, yet labels were still very existent. They were very prominent. I remember when I first came out the closet, my family, my Christian family, was very accepting, but my community not so much. People couldn't put me in a box. They couldn't, like, they knew I was black, they knew I was female, but when it came to my sexuality of being a lesbian, they were like, which one? And my whole thing is, when it comes to diversity, when it comes to intersectionality, I want to educate people that that all of these things make up who you are, and you do not have to label yourself. You don't have to fit in your boxes. I want people to know that when they see somebody that isn't that doesn't speak or dress or look the social norm, like the socially acceptable person, that if something does happen, if you do feel that a situation is getting out of hand, please step in. We need allies. I remember when I was walking down the street, some days I dress more masculine than others, and it's almost like I wear my sexuality on my sleeve. And this guy just looked at me and literally snarled. I don't know what that means. I don't know what he saw, probably because I'm black and then I'm very masculine and he could tell that I was a girl. Either way, the reason isn't acceptable. It's not an excuse, but he did. I've never felt more unsafe somewhere than that moment. Or when people would throw things out their window. You know, when it'd be like a group of my friends back home. It it was very hurtful. It hurt me a lot. It was as if I wasn't likable. Like they didn't want me. They didn't like me. I wasn't understandable. No one could understand where I was coming from. And when I came up here to OU, I thought I was going to meet more people like me, and I did. But what intersectionality is when you have all of these things coming to make up who you are. And I found that I belong to very many groups. I can't just fit in one group. And I want people to realize that when it comes to diversity, when it comes to being different, it's not a bad thing. It was never intended to be a bad thing. Getting away from what society deems as good and normal is actually, I believe, a great thing, because people don't expect you. And then you get exposure to, yeah, some bad things, but some good things as well. And I just, allies are a necessity. Educating yourself is a necessity. Using the right pronouns for people, they're a necessity. You don't know what people have been through. For me, I've been through a lot. I've been called many, many names. Many, many names, dealing with race, dealing with sexuality, dealing with how I come off to certain people and how I make them feel very, very uncomfortable just by walking into a room. It's one thing when you're in a class and then they bring up black sexuality, and then everybody looks at you as if they know what you are and how you work, as if you're some kind of robot. And I don't I want people to understand that that's not okay. I'm a person, I'm human just like you. And all I'm asking is for love. And even if you don't like what I do, even if you don't understand what I do, what people like me do, your harsh words are very unnecessary.